The heavy iron gates of a Bel Air estate do not merely guard a house. They guard a philosophy. To the casual observer, the world of high net worth is a monolithic block of gold, a singular destination, where the struggle for survival ends and the indulgence of desire begins. But as we peel back the velvet curtains of the global elite, we find a landscape defined not just by how much is owned, but by how time, legacy, and power are perceived. Most people spend their lives chasing the concept of being rich, only to realize that the rich are often just as imprisoned by their bank accounts as the poor. Above them sit the wealthy, those who have mastered the art of silence and sustainability. And then there are the ultra-rich, the architects of reality, whose influence stretches across generations and continents, operating on a frequency that is entirely invisible to the rest of the world. Tonight, we are descending into the deep layers of the upper crust to understand the invisible borders that separate the comfortable from the powerful and the affluent from the immortal. 1. The gilded treadmill of the new money aesthetic. Being rich is a loud, kinetic, and often fragile state of existence. It is the world of the high-earning professional, the surgeon, the pilot, or the successful boutique owner, who has finally tasted the fruits of decades of labor. To be rich is to be defined by cash flow, a roaring river of income that feeds an equally roaring appetite for consumption. Here, the indicators of success are visible, tangible, and immediate. It is the gleam of a brand new Porsche 911 in the driveway, the stiff leather of a seasonal designer handbag, and the frequent updates to a social media feed that broadcast a life of leisure. However, the tragedy of being merely rich lies in its dependency. The rich are often still trading their time for their lifestyle. If the scalpel stops moving or the deals stop closing, the gilded machinery begins to grind to a halt. It is a life of high-octane maintenance, where the pressure to keep up appearances creates a psychological weight. The rich man looks at his neighbor's newer yacht and feels a pang of inadequacy. Because in this tier, wealth is a scorecard rather than a tool. It is a stage of acquisition where the ego is still heavily invested in the price tag, and the fear of losing the status is just as potent as the joy of attaining it. 2. The silent transition into perpetual freedom. As we move beyond the noise of high-income earners, we enter the serene, understated realm of the wealthy. Wealth is not about what you can buy. It is about what you can no longer be forced to do. While the rich person is focused on the inflow of money, the wealthy individual is focused on the architecture of assets. Wealth is the point where your money begins to work harder than you ever did. It is a transition from the active to the passive, from the visible to the structural. The wealthy do not need to broadcast their status because their status is self-evident in their composure. They wear high-quality fabrics without logos, drive well-maintained classics rather than the latest hyper-depreciating supercars, and prioritize privacy over publicity. For the wealthy, the ultimate luxury is time, the ability to wake up and decide that today belongs entirely to them, without the looming shadow of a bill or a deadline. They have built a fortress of investments, real estate, and trusts that provide a perpetual harvest. This is the stage of life where the anxiety of more is replaced by the peace of enough, and the focus shifts from impressing others to cultivating a life of personal meaning and quiet influence. 3. The sovereign reach of the global architect. To understand the ultra-rich, one must stop thinking about money as currency and start viewing it as a form of energy that can bend the fabric of society. This is the domain of the centimillionaire and the billionaire, where the numbers in the bank account are no longer related to personal consumption. At this level, you could not spend your fortune in 100 lifetimes if you tried. The ultra-rich inhabit a world of sovereign assets, private islands that serve as family compounds, custom-built Gulfstream jets that function as mobile command centers, and art collections that rival national museums. But the true distinction of the ultra-rich is their relationship with power. They do not just live in cities. They help shape the legislation that governs them. They do not just buy products. They own the industries that produce them. For the ultra-rich, the world is a chessboard where they are the players, not the pieces. Their perspective is multi-generational. They are not planning for the next quarter, but for the next century. They establish foundations and dynastic structures that ensure their family name will remain a pillar of society long after they are gone. It is a level of existence characterized by total insulation from the mundane inconveniences of the human experience, where every whim is anticipated and every obstacle is removed by a vast network of specialists. 4. The psychology of the invisible barrier. The most profound difference between these tiers is not found in a ledger, but in the mind. The rich are often driven by the desire to belong, to prove through their possessions that they have arrived at the table of success. The wealthy are driven by the desire for autonomy, seeking to remove themselves from any table they do not wish to sit at. But the ultra-rich are driven by the desire for legacy, for the ability to leave a permanent dent in the universe. This psychological shift changes everything, from how they raise their children to how they choose their friends. The rich man worries about the cost of the country club membership. The wealthy man buys the land next to the club to ensure his view is never obstructed. The ultra-rich man owns the club and the bank that financed it. There is an emotional gravity to the ultra-rich. That comes from the realization that their decisions impact thousands of lives. While the rich person feels the thrill of a luxury purchase, the ultra-rich person feels the weight of stewardship. They navigate a reality where they can never be sure if they are liked for who they are or for the orbit of power they command, leading to a profound sense of isolation that is often the hidden tax on extreme success. 5. Decoding the language of true influence. In the highest echelons of society, there is a coded language that separates the tiers. The rich speak of prices and brands. They are fluent in the vocabulary of the consumer. The wealthy speak of opportunities and tax efficiencies. They are fluent in the vocabulary of the steward. But the ultra-rich speak of systems and impact. They are fluent in the vocabulary of the ruler. You can see this in the way they travel. The rich fly first class and post a photo of the champagne. The wealthy fly private via a fractional ownership program to save time. The ultra-rich own the hangar, the crew, and the tarmac, moving through the world like ghosts, unseen, untouched, and unbothered. This invisibility is the ultimate hallmark of the ultra-elite. While the rich strive to be noticed, the ultra-rich pay a premium to be forgotten by the public eye. They understand that true power does not need a spotlight. It operates best in the shadows, where it can move mountains without the friction of public scrutiny. The transition from rich to ultra-rich is ultimately a journey from the pursuit of things to the pursuit of total, unadulterated sovereignty over one's own reality. The journey through the layers of affluence reveals that the size of the fortune is often secondary to the depth of the freedom it provides. Whether you are currently building your first stream of income or looking to solidify a multi-generational legacy, understanding these distinctions is the first step toward moving with intention through the world of high-end living. At Lexure, we believe that true luxury is not just an acquisition, but a state of mind that prioritizes excellence, privacy, and purpose. If you found this exploration of the elite world insightful, we invite you to join our community by liking this video and subscribing for more deep dives into the lives of the world's most influential individuals. Your support allows us to continue bringing you the finest stories from the pinnacle of success. Thanks for watching. In our next video, we will explore the secret real estate portfolios of the world's most private dynasties. You won't want to miss it.